Audio sync. All right, this is 2025. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the ability to fix your gear, ability to take care of your tools. I don't know what I'm going to name this yet, but it's essentially something like that. The ability to take care of the tools that take care of you. All right, and before we get into it, just want to introduce myself. My name is Angel Leone. I'm a musician who's been playing multiple instruments for almost 2 decades. And the hopes of this video is that you get to walk away with just a nugget of information that you can carry on in your musicianship. And today we're talking about the ability to fix. Everything at one point in their life will break. This is applicable to cars. This is applicable to toys. If you are a parent, you know. This is applicable to the plumbing that's in your house. And as musicians, it's also applicable to your instruments / gear / equipment. So we'll just kind of preface it as gear. All right, let's talk about the definition first. We're going to be talking about a tool. A tool is a device or implement, especially one held in the hand, used to carry out a particular function. I don't have to explain that to you. You already know what that is. For mechanics, it's sockets and wrenches. For bakers, it's KitchenAid mixers and ovens. And for musicians, it's acoustic guitars, bass guitars, nylon guitars, electric drums, drum sticks, unbalanced quarter-inch cable, balanced quarter-inch cable, XLR cable, microphone, and the list goes on and on. Now, what do I mean by taking care of the tools that take care of you? Well, let's talk about maintenance. The same reason you change the oil on your truck, the same reason you should replace the tires on your car before they go bald, is the same reason you should be proactive on the maintenance of your instruments or equipment or gear, whatever it is that you use to make music. You don't wait on your engine to be seized up before replacing the oil. You don't wait for your car to hydroplane before replacing the tires. And you don't wait for your crusty guitar strings to break in the middle of your 3-hour set. While maintenance doesn't completely rule out having issues at a gig, it does make your chances a little bit better of things working smoothly. Now, I'm kind of throwing out this word maintenance really loosely. I know that there's kind of a lot of car terms that I'm throwing out there as well. What does maintenance look like for a musician? For guitars, it's replacing your strings or making sure that your guitar is set up correctly, taking it to a luthier to make sure that everything's in spec. Drums, it's replacing drumsticks. It's tuning loose drum heads, and it's tightening up loose drum hardware. For piano, it's, I don't know, get it tuned. What do piano people do? Now, all of the things that I'm telling you might sound like common sense and super simple, but it's something that I wish someone had told me as I started off gigging, as I started playing live shows, and as I just started being a musician. So let's talk about the benefits of maintaining your gear. Like I said, there's a lot of car analogies in this video, and I'm gonna use another one. I think when I was like right out of high school, I had bought in this old 2004 Ford Explorer. Had 190,000 miles when I bought it, and I drove that thing everywhere. As a young man, it unlocks a sense of freedom. And with that freedom also brought a lot of responsibilities and a lot of headaches. The car had a ton of issues. I had to replace almost all of the wheel bearings. The thing would constantly overheat, and because I live in Arizona, that's a super big issue. And the thing leaked oil like no other. Like, I'd have to put in a quart almost every week. See, the benefits of having a car also came with the responsibility of the maintenance on that vehicle if I wanted my car to last me more than just the weekend. And the more that I began to work on my car, the more I got to learn my car and also learn tricks about my car. See, if you don't know, if you're not mechanically inclined, if a vehicle begins to overheat and you're on the highway or you're in a spot where you can't just pull over and address the issue, one of the things that you can do to buy yourself more time is just to blast the heaters. Basically what it does is it takes heat away from the engine, and when you're driving up a massive hill trying to get back home in the middle of summer from a gig, that extra minute that you can buy yourself by blasting the heaters can save your bacon. I learned that I need to keep an extra quart of oil on me whenever it is that I'm traveling. And I wouldn't always use that oil, but it was just a fail-safe and something there that I knew I could resort to if I needed it. I also learned that you should never open up the radiator cap on a radiator of a hot vehicle. I'll let you figure out how I know that one. And in the same way, I know that this Martin, if the battery's running low on this thing, the audio will start to distort. I know that every so often on my Taylor T5, I need to clean the pots on the volume knob as well as the EQ knobs, otherwise they will also distort. And if you've been gigging for long enough, if you've played enough shows, you know that gear will eventually fail. Learning your gear and spending time with your gear allows you just the advantage of fixing the issue faster That way you don't mess up a gig. And kind of alongside that is there's crossover knowledge with learning your gear. The same principles I use in wiring up my pedal board and soldering all the cables was the same principle I use when installing and soldering the light bar on my truck. The same principle that you learn in using leverage to remove stuck lug nuts is also the same principle of leverage used when removing or loosening really stuck on drum hardware. So this is kind of like a shorter video. It's more of like a lesson kind of video. It's a little bit different format of what I've done on this channel. But this is something that I wish someone had told me when I was a young 15, 16-year-old. Finally starting to take music a little bit more seriously. If you've ever played with a band, there are some people who know their stuff, they know their gear, and beyond that, and are an asset to your team. And on the contrary, there are some people who just stay in their lane, don't really practice a lot, who don't really put in a lot of reps, and it shows not only in their playing, but when things fail, they're not able to rise to the occasion. And instead of them being an asset, they're a little bit more of a liability. All right. 3 things to take away from this video. Take care of your equipment, take care of your gear, take care of your tools, and they will take care of you. 2 is to be proactive and not reactive whenever it comes to maintenance, whenever it comes to fixing your things. And number 3 is you want to be an asset, not a liability to your band. If you've played long enough, I'm sure that you have horror stories about something going wrong on a gig or equipment failing. And if you have a story like that, please leave it down in the comments section. That way it hopefully inspires people to start putting in reps with their gear. My name is Angel Leon. Thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you in the next one. Thanks.